My autism and ADHD cost me my job. Let's discuss. Have you ever been in that experience where you've had a job and you've given it your heart and soul and you really love the job? You love so many aspects of it. Obviously, in any job, there's aspects of it that we don't like. I mean, come on now. I love coaching people, but there's days where I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to anybody. But I love coaching and I love giving talks and things like that. So what happened was that in this particular job, I got told that I'm talking too much. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm talking too much? Most of the time I don't talk to anybody. I sit, I have my headset in, I try and do my job, or I'm talking to my client list. And she said, if the staff ask you for something, you go into a lot of detail and and then the conversation just goes from there. Or you might walk past their office as you're getting coffee and just go, good morning, how are you going? And then they ask you questions, and instead of going, yep, I'm just going to end the conversation here, you keep going. She said, and one of the things is that you miss all the social cues of like when a conversation is wrapping up. And I went, I have autism. Yes, I miss social cues. Unless you say, I've got to go, I'm going now. Because if you say, I've got to go, I'm like, oh, okay. When? Like, do you have to go now? Like, I'm literal. And I think one of the biggest things is that in this situation, my reference has pointed this out too. She'll always get the job done. She'll be thorough with the job. She will get that job done, but she talks a lot. And the talking is not because I need to overshare, it's because it's my process. If I don't understand something, I need to ask a lot of questions. If I don't understand what it is you want me to know, I will ask a lot of questions, because for me, it's like saying, I'm picking you up at 6, we're going out. Okay, so at 6 I've got to be ready. Where are we going? No, that's all you need to know. No, it's not, because I get social anxiety. I don't know what to wear. I've got to get that right because I get RSD, so that rejection sensitivity dysphoria. So you're telling me that we're going out at 6, but you're not going to tell me where we're going, and you know I get social anxiety, and you know I have food sensitivities, but no, tell me more information. And that's what it's like for me. I can't just accept we're going out at 6 or be ready, I'm picking you up at 6. When? What day? Like, today. You didn't say that. Like, so there's a lot that goes with it. So I like the shortness of it, but it could be, hey, I found this great restaurant. I thought we might go. I'm going to pick you up at 6. It's casual. Do they cater for my food my food intolerances? Yes, they do. Okay, great. All right. I can do that. I can trust that. And then I will, where is it? What's the name of it? Because then I'm going to go Google, right? Because I need more information. So the point is that sometimes when we have conversations with people, and this is as a coach, what I work with people on, is that those conversations are not that straightforward. It's like, oh, I can't work this out. Okay, would you like a hand? Yes, can you explain it to me? Now, this, I laugh because this is where the whole thing comes undone, right? Often when I can explain something to somebody, I have a wealth of knowledge and references. It's like we've opened up the filing cabinet, we've pulled out a really thick file. This is the best way I can explain it. And we're going to go through this entire file to explain this one thing to you. We're going to give you all the data. We're going to give you all the evidence to back you up. Why? Because that's how my brain works, because that's what I had to get to the point of whatever it is, and then we go and back it up with the research, like the example I just gave about going out. okay, I'll go and research that a bit more. I don't need you to explain it. It's okay. I'll go do my own research. Although sometimes I do need people to explain it, and I'm lucky because I now have friends in my life and they'll say to me something and I'll go, I should know that. I don't. Yeah, I'm not getting it. Can you just give it to me in a different way? And I go, yeah, sure. I'll just load it up. So often in this particular work, in this particular job, often people go, I'm not getting how to do this. I'm not. And so I go, and it was like a project. I'm like, okay, great. Can I help? Sure. So then we'd start talking about it. Then I go, right, have you tried this? Then have you tried that? And then I always tell a story so that I let you know that I understand what you're talking about, or I'll try and use a story to explain it. Now it's come into what could have been maybe a 5-minute thing is now 10 to 15 minutes. Because I want you to have all the information so you can actually get it sorted. However, that extra 10 minutes was seen as a disruption to their workload. And if that happened 3 times a day, that would be 30 minutes of work that they were being distracted from. So I can kind of see the point. But the other thing was that I asked a lot of questions, especially when I didn't understand something, such as, we're getting more staff. What do you mean we're getting more staff? None of us are meeting our KPIs now. We get more staff, they're going to need a caseload. And, and even though it wasn't my problem to sort out, it was in my mind impacting me, because if the new staff get work and I don't get any more work and I can't meet my KPIs, what does that mean for my job? Does that mean I've still got a job? Because the conditions of employment was that I would reach a certain KPI. And if I'm not meeting that KPI, does that mean I lose my job? Literal. So until that was explained, which it never was, it wasn't like, okay, yes, we set that KPI. That's the ultimate. If you are doing a minimum of this, then you're okay. No, that was not explained to me, or if it was, I missed it. So one of the things of being neurodivergent, having autism and ADHD traits, is the literal side of it. And I remember the person, as I said, saying, the biggest concern I have with you is that you do not you miss social cues. So when someone says they have to go, you miss that cue. And I went, I might not have even heard that. They also said to me, you seem to like to have less light on. I said, I have a hypersensitivity to light, to sound. They said you were struggling to work in a room full of 4 other people, and you were shouting a lot when you were on the phone. And I went, that's because of the sensitivity processing, the noise processing. Because for me, if I'm in a room and there's 20 people talking, all of them are like they're all talking to me. So I have to raise my voice above theirs so I can hear myself, because otherwise I get confused as to what I've said and what someone else has said. And it's an audio processing thing that a lot of people with autism in particular have. Some people with ADHD have it as well, which is why in a crowded room, noise cancelling headset is really important for some people. And I said, I did say to you, I have a hypersensitivity to light and to sound. I will try and make it work as much as possible, but if I'm shouting, it's not intentional. It's so I can actually hear what I'm saying. So I actually, as a coach, work with people on exactly this and the workplace environment, and creating that creative place of inclusiveness for all people. So the neurotypical people can understand the neurodiverse people, and the neurodiverse people can understand, and we talk about traits. So if you'd like me to come and work with your team today, reach out. I would love to support you and your team.